Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-August 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for our good Gemini friends in early to mid-August 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Geminis early to mid-August. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you. Hopefully. We'll see. Sometimes the deck is a little picky, but I think, oh, there we go. Nice and quick. Ask and you shall receive. Curiouser and Curiouser is the name of this card. I don't want to say that this is confusing or perplexing. This could also represent situations where it's like, okay, all right, something's happening here. There's like an evolution in something, which can be really good. It could be a lot of mental action as well. I feel like there's like multiple layers of energy connected to this card. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. And again, with this deck in particular, I always like to be a little more intuitive about it. So we see Alice. She's chilling out right there. Curiouser and Curiouser is the subtext. And when I see her, she looks a little surprised, right? So again, there might be something that's just piquing your interest. So whether it's a topic, whether it's a situation, whether it's a person, it's like, ooh, I want to know more. Where there's more to see here. It's kind of giving me shades of Two of Swords, where it's like, there might be something I'm not quite seeing. Again, that message I felt a little earlier about like an evolution of something, like, oh, there's more behind the surface or under the surface. There's more than meets the eye with this type of energy. So again, there could be various things that are really piquing your interest and putting you in investigative mode. Now, aside from that, I already mentioned, to me, it's like somebody thinking about something quite a bit, which is usually a common energy. I see that in Gemini readings quite a bit. You're all very logical, very cerebral type of people. So watch for overthinking. I think that's a downside of this card, where it's like, okay, maybe you should just take something at face value, or try your best not to really overthink it when this card is here. So we're just going to put her down right there. She could keep doing whatever it is she's doing. No judgment from us, Alice. Let her chill over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Geminis. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Big Karmic Change, and there was a lot of universal karmic energy at play, like the universe taking the wheel with something. So again, watch for situations where it's like, all right, that happened, or not much you could really do about it. But there was a lot of shifting. And I always say with Geminis, you're usually very adaptable to things, regardless if it's good, bad, or indifferent. So when I see change in your readings, I don't think that's a bad thing. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So when we take this out, it's for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Gemini. What is going on? Let's get it going here for my friends. Let's see if the energy is still shifting and moving. Maybe it's solidified a little bit. Okay. Yeah, the universal energy is still with us, my good friends. We have the Magician. Like it? That's usually a pretty good card to me. There's a card of mastery, which, I mean, it could fit kind of the vibe we saw last week as well. Let's get 2 more. Temperance, lots of spiritual energy. Saw something very similar for Sagittarius last week, and it seems like it might be your turn. Let's get 1 more. What do we got here? Thank you. 9 of Wands, huh? Okay. A bit of a barrier, very protective type of energy. Now, for some of you, this could be really fabulous. For some of you, it might be a little clunky, especially here on the back end. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first. And for you this week, the main element we're looking at is fire, right? We have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. And we have the Nine of Wands, so big fire energy. That's the realm of action, movement. Could be very explosive and volatile as well, but I think of it as a very passionate type of card, which can be funneled for good uses, but at the same time, it could get a little wild, right? It could get a little out of hand. So we do want to look at it further. And we have the magician here, the master of all elements. So he has fire, air, water, earth. Big card of spirituality. We have two very, very spiritually protective cards here as well. So it's going to be intriguing to see whether the universe is trying to speak to you, spirit's trying to speak to you. But this really has my eye for some reason. The Nine of Wands, I'm like, huh, what is that? But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the magician himself. So we see him there. He's in front of that little altar. All of the suits are present. He has that little infinity symbol over his head. Very, very powerful card of creation, of manifestation. Now, I know not everyone is really aware of manifesting. It's basically creating things, whether we're doing it purposely or not. This is a really strong card of spirituality. So we think of ritual, we think of spiritual practice, energetic sensitivity. So when the magician shows up in your reading, you have a certain magnetism to you where you might be bringing stuff in, even if you're not purposely trying to do it. Your powers to create heightened through the roof when this card is here. It does have the infinity symbol, which is very karmic energy, which we saw for you last week. So it's like the universe is doing something. The universe is putting their hand in your business in one way or another. Now, a big theme with the magician represents control, whether it's wanting to control an outcome, control your future, and that could be the rough side of this card because every card has a challenge. The magician could be someone that's overly controlling, where it's like, no, it has to be this way, this way, this way. It's like um, my way or the highway type of energy whenever we see this card. Sometimes this could be an energy where there's, again, nothing you can really do about it, like we saw last week. So hopefully that's not the case. But I always take the cards as a positive until something shows us otherwise. Now, moving to the center, very spiritual again. So watch for signs, synchronicities, omens, stuff like that, especially with these two cards together, because it could be really strong spiritual protection. We have temperance with the archangel Michael right there, the defender. So that's really nice. So I always say, first and foremost, spirits watching out for you, spirits insulating you, whether it's your guide, spirit team, ancestors, a loved one. It's like beautiful spiritual protection, which is nice. Now, if you're not connected to Saggy, that is your opposite sign there, Gemini. And look, the Nine of Wands wants to come along. So I'll just tuck him in right up there for now. But yeah, Temperance is a card of patience. It's a card where it's peaceful. It's taking a rest. It's taking a break from something. It's very mellow and relaxed, which can be really good. Um, it could be spirit telling you to take a break from something for some of you, but for the most part, I think of this as like a chill, peaceful type of vibe. The downside, it could represent impatience. It could represent situations that seem to have stalled out, where you might hit a little bump in the road. You might hit a little situation where it's like, okay, that kind of lost steam. That kind of, I don't want to say it's dead in the water, but it's like an energy that seems to just like stop. Now, this card can also represent more underneath the surface, like we saw with the other card. Because notice Michael is doing some alchemy, right, with those two cups. So although the card looks peaceful, doesn't look like much is happening, there's a buildup of energy underneath the surface. So with the Magician and Temperance, there's a lot of unseen forces moving around. So we do want to look at Temperance more. I hope there's not something that's like making you a little impatient, because I'd say that's the big downside. It's like, all right, I'm losing patience with something. Moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Wands. Now, this is something we want to take a very close look at within the reading. It's called the Wounded Warrior, and you see him there. He has the bandage on his head. He has built that structure. And there's positives here. I always say this card could be very territorial, very protective. So there could be something around you that you're extra protective of in this time. Maybe protective of yourself. I always say with this card, it's someone that's been through a lot and they don't want to go through the same thing again. It's someone that could be healing from something as well. But there's some downsides to this card. Notice it's rough for communication because this person is building a wall. I always say worst case scenario, this could, yes, be a problem or a situation where it's like, okay, it's like I'm running into a brick wall here. It could also be a rejection of something. So I'm not saying it's you. It could be a situation you're rejecting, or a thought process you're rejecting, a habit you're rejecting. It could come in any different shape or form. But with this Wounded Warrior, it's like, no, stop right there. So we definitely want to look into this further, especially with Temperance. I think it's very important that you don't force anything in this time, especially with like how the energy's stacking up. So we're just going to put him down right there, Gemini. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Gemini friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Magician. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Magician going. Why is the Magician here, please? Nice and quick. That's great. I mean, we're starting in a very, very good place. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Magician. Yeah, you got something coming in, that's for sure. Now, aces, they're fresh, they're new, they're opportunities, offers, they could be conversations. So when I see the Magician with this Ace of Pentacles, it's like, oh, you want that opportunity? You're going to get it. You want to have that conversation or that message? You're going to get it. It's like you're bringing it in. I don't want to say be careful what you wish for. For some of you, that might be the case. Because when I see the Magician with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, okay, well, you want it, you're going to get it, and all that comes along with it. So just keep that in mind. And again, I don't want to be an alarmist or anything like that. For a lot of you, either this is like a massive offer or a big win. That's the best way I can read it. Especially with the Ace of Pentacles. See how it's the universe handing someone a golden opportunity, right? And especially in the upright with the Magician, you're pulling something in, you're creating something. So hopefully it's the thing that you want. Okay, that's the one thing I will say. So in this time, be very clear on what you want out of situations. Okay, so whether it's a work thing, business thing, personal relationships, be very clear with your intention, like what you want, what your best outcome is, because it's like, all right, well, you wanted it, you're gonna get it. So let's keep moving. It's at least how it looks. But let's see what's going on here with temperance. We'll just leave it at that. We don't need to overcomplicate it. For a lot of you, it could be really great, though. That's what I will say. Offer, opportunity, win. But let's see why temperance is here. Thank you. Then the energy gets a little more complicated. It's like once the energy shows up, once the energy presents itself, it's like, oh, but it's not coming alone. Like the we have the Seven of Cups, which is very, very thought based. Now, for some of you, this could be advice from Spirit. This could be Spirit trying to just calm you down, especially if you've been thinking quite a bit or more so than normal. When I see Temperance with the Seven of Cups, it's like, relax, Gemini. It will be okay. Everything will be okay. You got more potential than you might think, or there's more options or roads than you think possible, which is really good. There could be some unseen or hidden opportunities, which is really good, and especially tying in with this offer energy on the front. Seven of Cups, another manifestation card. I call it the menu board of life, but it could also be daydreaming and fantasizing quite a bit. So the main things I'm picking up here, when this energy comes in, it does come in a little more complex. So if you're manifesting something, it's going to bring company. That's how it feels. It's like, oh, you might get a little more than you bargained for. Oh, you're going to get what you want and then some. That's how the energy is presenting itself. It's very unique this week. Okay, so we have that, um, and the spirit trying to just calm you down or reassure you, which is a good thing. So we're just going to keep moving again. I don't feel like this is a bad thing. Just try your best to keep your mind calm. Mind calm. There's a lot of spiritual stuff here. So please watch for signs, synchronicities, and omens as well. But let's see what's happening with the Nine of Wands, because this has been the thing I've been looking at the most since the beginning. Because it's like, all right, we have this good energy coming in. Yeah, then even more. Let's see what's up with him. And then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadows. So why is the Wounded Warrior here? Please. Thank you. Okay. You see, and then the energy, it just like cuts off. This energy has like built a wall. And to me, with the Five of Cups, the River of Tears, this could be a couple of different things. First and foremost, I do see somebody rejecting something. So again, whether that's a habit, behavior, thought process, there could be something you're building a wall with, whether you realize it or whether you don't. It's someone being very, very protective or healing too. So again, we don't have to just tie it into that rejection type of energy, even though that's the main thing I'm feeling, because it's like we're starting good, we got a lot of energy coming, maybe it gets a little too intense. There could be certain things where it intensifies really quickly, and then there's like an avoidant type of energy too. So again, I'm not saying it's you, it could be somebody else where it's like things intensify quickly and then boom, the wall goes up. But yeah, when I see the river of tears underneath the wounded warrior, this could be someone that's still healing from something. So hopefully this isn't something that's coming in before you're ready, or for somebody else, something comes in before they're quite ready for it, because there's an energy that still seems to be wounded or healing over something. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to make this worst case scenario, because there is a lot of beautiful energy here, really great stuff. But this energy here on the back end is like all this greatness, all this good energy is coming in, and then boom, nope, not yet, not ready, putting the wall up. So again, watch out for anything that fits that bill, whether it's something that intensifies too quickly, or it's just something that's still healing in one way or another. Like it definitely feels like it's putting the wall up here. And it could be you or somebody else. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So, peculiar reading for you this week. I feel like there's a lot of positives and a lot of claimable energy we can pull from it. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start out great. We have the Magician with the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Offers opportunities. It looks good. Very optimistic. So, there's a good energy moving your way. A big thing I was feeling is like, all right, you created it. It's coming at you. You wanted it. You're going to get it. And it could be a little more than you thought it would be, or intensify quicker than you thought. Because moving to the middle, we have Temperance with the Seven of Cups. It's like, yeah, you're going to get that and then some. So take that for whatever it's worth. And this could also be beautiful reassurance from Spirit telling you, like, calm down for a second, Gemini. Just relax. There's more options than you might think, which is good. When we get to the back end is where the energy does get a little funky. It does take a little bit of a turn, because we have the Nine of Wands with the Five of Cups in the upright. So Wounded Warrior, River of Tears, those energies do go together. Yes, this could be a rejection of something, so whether you're doing it or somebody else, or that's an energy that's still healing. Watch out for things that intensify too quickly or move too quickly. That's the one thing I want to say when I look at this as a whole. It's like it comes in, there's a lot more, and then there's a recoil, like an avoidant energy. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Don't pressure anything in this time. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we have here for my Gemini friends? And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get you going here. Let's get this shadow card out. What is in the shadows for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, so the energy seems pretty consistent with what we're seeing in the main part of the reading, because your shadow card is the Ace of Pentacles. It showed up within the main part of the reading too. So they're like almost twins. Now the Ace of Pentacles does have a shadow side as well. It's not always, I always say it could be a fleeting type of energy where it's a little flaky. So watch out for any individuals that are a little unreliable, or people that put a carrot on the end of a stick and they're like, oh, you want this opportunity, Gemini? You want this? Here you go. Come get it. Come get it. Watch out for things like that, because that is the shadow side of the Ace of Pentacles. But if we were to say the most optimistic shadow side of this, especially with what we saw here, there could be something coming in where you don't quite see it. And it's like unexpected or surprising, especially in the shadows. So whether it's a conversation, an offer, or an opportunity, there might be something that's not on your radar yet, but it will be very soon. But watch out for people dangling a carrot on a stick in this time, like people that make a lot of promises or people that aren't really reliable. That's what I'm seeing. So we're just going to put that Ace of Pentacles right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The calendar for August is up, so you could go check out the availability over there. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the classic Gilded Tarot Royale. It's beautiful, and it's definitely one of my go-to decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, we have a very very easy question this month. Out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one is your favorite? Is it the one that attaches to your zodiac sign? Is it one where you just like the art? You can put that answer down in the comments and you will be entered to win, my friends. And as usual, the winners will be announced in the community tab at the end of the month. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.